Let's start to enter a customer into the customer module. Before starting, we do have to prepare a few things for entry of data. First, if we are integrating with an accounting program, please ensure that data entered into Dynamic matches your accounting system. The main areas that we need to be concerned with are customer code. If you are using codes in your accounting system, they will have to be the same in the Dynamic system. Credit limit, account set if you are using ACPAC, GL accounts, and tax exemption codes. It is important these fields are correct, as we will be sending information to your third-party accounting system, both to the customer file, and our invoicing will be sending information to your AR program, and this data must match. You should have logo files from your customers so that you can place them against the customer, so that in event of rush deliveries we can place the printer's logos on our shipping documents. We need to know the tax status of our customers. Our customer module will allow you to enter as many addresses as you want against each customer, so you should have all addresses available. You will want to know the email contacts at the customer for setting up for when the emails are automatically generated out of our system, we can send them to the appropriate people. And you should prepare a profile sheet for each customer. This profile sheet will represent all the very specific information about how this customer likes his jobs prepared. Once we have all that information, we are ready to start adding a customer. Let's just exit out and start right from the beginning. If we want to add a customer, we simply go up to the customer button and we click on it. We will get our selection criteria window so that we could narrow down the number of customers we have to look at. We're just going to click on OK and get all our records. And when we're ready to begin adding a customer, we look up to the top buttons, we look across, and we see the Edit button. Although this is a little confusing, you must first click on the Edit button, and that will now make available a new button which we can click on. This will open up an area for us to enter the new customer. The first piece of information we want to enter is the customer name. Let's call them Dynamic Video Customer. We need to enter a code. It's a 6-digit, or we recommend 6 digits. If you don't have an accounting code already, if you have an accounting system with codes, you would enter that code in here. If not, we would call it something like DIE VID. So DIE for dynamic, VID for video. The code can be alphanumeric. You should not use periods, dashes, commas as part of the code. We now simply go down and select the information for this particular customer. Many of these fields are validated or master files, which we have discussed. Just click on the field and it will give you a listing of the possible choices. In this particular case, we're going to say that these are a printer. Branch refers to your own company. If you had multiple companies, you can select the name of the company that this customer usually deals with. In most cases, it's simply not applicable. We have salespeople. We can assign the salesperson to this. If you don't have any salespeople, you can always select not applicable, or you could set up a house account. We're just going to select this salesperson. Ship via, how they usually like their job shipped. We're going to say by UPS. The CSR responsible for this job. So again, I just pick the person that is required. If these people are on credit hold, I can click on that button and that will stop us from opening orders or shipping orders for this customer, but we're not going to do that. I will unclick it. We can select their credit terms. You do have to type in a credit limit, especially if you are dealing with QuickBooks, but in general, any third-party accounting system, you should type in their credit limit. Credit balance is not really used for anything. You can leave it at 0. Inquiry password is for our customers who are using the online inquiry system for their customers to manage their jobs over the internet, and this would be the password that this customer requires in order to get onto that system. We can come over here, and it's asking us if it's active in accounting or active in estimating. This indicates that if it is active, it will send this information over to your third-party accounting system, and if it's active in estimating, it will send this information over to the estimating. The account set, as mentioned, is very specific for one accounting package. If you don't use that accounting package, ACPAC, it is not relevant to you, and you can just leave it at not applicable. This will be a list of your GL account numbers, and you can set this customer up as to its default GL account. You will be able to change the GL account numbers at various stages within the process, but by setting them up originally, we will hopefully eliminate the amount of changing that needs to be done. Cost allocation was a custom field that was put in for one particular customer. You can leave it at not applicable and not be concerned with it. If the customer allows overs, you can enter the number of overs that they allow. The language allows certain documents to be generated in various languages. We will leave it at English. This is where you can put the logo file for this particular customer. So if they provided you with a logo, let's say called Dynamic, we could type in the path where those logos are found. Usually that is on the P drive in a folder called Logos, and then the name of the logo file would be something like dynamic.bmp for bitmap. This can vary from customer to customer, so please check with your system administrator as to where the logos are located. If the customer has a shipping account you keep on file, you can enter the shipping number right there. Here you can enter the tax statuses at the various levels of tax. In this particular case, they have set up the 3 levels of tax: federal, state, and city, and they have all been listed as exempt. If they did have to pay a certain level of tax, then we could go in and select the tax that they have to pay. We have also entered several user-defined fields. These fields are not always in the system. These were set up in the housekeeping under user-defined fields. We can now enter how many employees this customer has, the markup that we usually put on their particular estimates, and we can select whether they're a sheet fed or web press. This could be set up to be anything. It is up to you how you define what you want to track in these fields. Once I have saved the beginning portion of the customer file, or once I've entered the information for the beginning portion of the customer file, I can click on the Save button, and it will save that particular information. And then I can use my other buttons down here to enter more information about this customer.